Hello humans. It's been so long since I posted a video. It's like I banished off the face of YouTube for a year and basically I'm posting another video a year later. It's been it's been a while. It's been a while. I hope everyone's doing well. Funny story is I came out here to record a video. I found like I'm like next to a river, like the river's that way. And like I'm just surrounded by trees. It looks like I'm in a little hideout. You can't see it from this angle, but there's this massive tree behind me. And then there's like a bunch of trees circling me and there's like an opening here. So yeah, funny story. I came out to record and then I brought my tripod, but I forgot to bring my phone holder, like the thing you connect your phone to. And so basically I have a tripod, but I can't use it because I don't have a phone holder. So it's a little tragic, but anyway, that's why I have this. The angle looks a bit weird because I have to use the flap of my phone case to stabilize my phone because I have no other way to record unless I'm holding it. Anyway, I wanted to come on here and just update you about what I've been doing. I've still been making content, just not videos. I want a little life update. I want to talk about solo dates for a bit and going out solo, and a bit about creativity and the creative process and evolution and sort of what I've been doing for the past year since I've been offline on from YouTube. So for the past year, I chose to take a break from YouTube because I didn't feel like making videos. Maybe I'll talk about creativity first. It just sort of links together. I've like I ran out of ideas for YouTube videos. I didn't want to force myself to make videos because I don't know what to make. And being on camera requires a lot more energy than say me sitting behind a screen and writing a story or writing a blog or recording a podcast, because podcasting is I don't have to show my face and I don't have to mask as much because I don't want to show up to videos and make videos and not want to be here. The reason I'm making this video is because I actually want to make the video. It's not like I'm being held hostage by my own mind and just showing up the video and being like, hey everyone, I don't want to be here, but I'm forcing myself to make a video. Like, it's not fun. The vibe isn't great. Like, I wouldn't even want to watch my own video if I show up to making videos and not actually want to be here. So that's the reason I've been offline from YouTube, is because I just don't know what to make. Video recording takes energy because I have to show my face on camera, and I actually need the social energy to be present on camera like this. Um, yeah, so I've been like, I posted the last video I made and posted, I said I was writing a horror story called The Grinning Stitcher. I posted that already. That was like, I finished that like at the end of last year. It's been August, since August last year, I haven't posted a video. I posted that out already, so that's already up. I started working on my second psychological horror story. Um, I finished that. Like, I went overseas early in the year. Like, I went to Vietnam, I went to Malaysia, and I was working on that a lot over there. Like, I wrote more than half of the story while I was overseas, just in my hotel room, just resting. And because it was so hot outside in Vietnam, I didn't really go outside that much. It was so hot. And we're mostly just visiting family in the same area that I've been to like 4 times already. So I didn't really know what to do there besides eat. So I just went to cafes and stayed in my hotel room and just like did a lot of writing. So I finished that story, but I haven't edited it yet. Like, I finished the whole thing. It's like 20,000 words. It's a novella or novelette. I don't know which one. It falls into both categories. But I haven't edited yet. And currently I'm working on my third psychological horror story, and it's a choose your own adventure one. So I don't know if you know about R.L. Stein. Like, I used to read his books when I was younger, like R.L. Stein. He writes like Goosebumps and like horror stories, and he had choose your own adventure type books where basically the protagonist is the reader, as in you. It's written in not first person. It's written in second person, and you, the reader, are the main character, and you make decisions, and the decisions you make determine how the story progresses. For example, if there's two doors in front of you, do you go through door A or do you go through door B? And because they go to different places. So that's an example of a situation that might happen. I used to read a lot of those books. And now I'm writing my own one. I'm like almost at the halfway point. I've been working on it since, I don't even know, the past like 3 to 4 months. I've been writing that. I've been working on a choose your own adventure story. I've never written a story in second person before. So it's been really interesting learning the process and learning how to not overuse the word you. Like, you are here, you did this, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to overuse the word you. And I realized from writing this story, and even my second one that I haven't fixed up yet, that's still in my Google Drive, just lying there waiting to be edited, is that I'm writing a lot better. Like, I'm better at writing dialogue. I'm better at elaborating on scenes. Like if I reread The Greening Stitcher, which is on my website, the first like fictional story I ever wrote, because before then the only thing I've written is non-fiction about my life. I write blogs about my life, my experiences, but I haven't really written fiction before. So compared to the first fiction story I wrote, I'm doing a lot better. Like, I can, like, just thinking back to how I wrote The Green Stitcher, it's just like a lot of this happened and this happened and this happened and this happened. And I'm just being very explicit about things, and I'm not really like setting, how do I explain this? Like, getting the reader to ask more questions instead of just being like, this is what happens, and then this is what happened, then this is what happened. So I've been doing that. I've also been, well, podcasting. I've still been doing podcasting, but not as much as writing. Like podcasting, I'm semi-active. YouTube, I've been dead for a year. Podcast, I've been semi-active. I recorded an episode like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Yeah. The other thing I've been doing outside of my own creative projects, like writing my own stories, blogging, and, podcasting, is I wrote a song. And I went to Canada 2 to 3 months ago. And I recorded my song in Canada. If you want to know more about, how, and thing is, I went to Canada sponsored. So I was sponsored to go there to help co-facilitate songwriting workshops at a university as part of arts-based research projects. If you want to know how I got sponsored, that full story, and like what I learned and the reflections I got from Canada, check out my podcast. I haven't uploaded the reflections episode yet. I might have posted it by the time this video goes on YouTube. Like, I have no idea when I'm going to edit it, but if you see it or when you not see it, just keep an eye out on it. But I posted the episode about being sponsored to go to Canada. So if you want to know how that whole thing happened, check out that episode. I'll link my podcast below in the description box. It's episode 25, sponsored to go to Canada. So I'm not going to go into that story here. So I was sponsored to go to Canada, right? Co-run songwriting workshops. Absolutely life-changing, absolutely amazing. But before I went overseas, I got to co-write a song with like a Canadian musician and researcher. So before they went into academia, they were a full-time musician. Like they have like 4 or 5 albums. They toured around Canada. They get asked to perform at different places. Like, this is like a professional musician. And I wrote a song about my trans experiences. It's not out yet. I don't have the final copy yet at the time of recording this video. We're still like in post-production, just finalizing stuff. I don't have it yet. Probably will post it online here once it's out and once I have it. But I wrote a song about my trans experiences. And I've attempted songwriting before this, like before I started this project, this songwriting project. The sun's coming out. I don't know how it makes my face look shadowy. Oh wow, actually at least it's lighting my face a little. And it's not the other way around. Like, I wrote songs before, but I didn't really know how to structure songs. I knew nothing about I knew that songs had verses and bridges and choruses, but that's about it. Like, I didn't know how to structure song sentences. I didn't know how to, thematically group ideas together. And then through that whole songwriting process, I learned how to, tell a story like eloquently and fluently in like different themes. Like verse 1 has a theme, and then the chorus, and then verse 2 has a theme, like a overarching theme of like what I want to say about in this verse. And so I learned that a whole song about my trans experience. It took like months just to get the lyrics. And when I was recording in the studio, I'd never been in a studio. Now this lighting is annoying me when I'm seeing my own reflection in the camera. The lighting's annoying me. Wait. The angle seems, I mean, the lighting, my face looks more shadowed here, but at least it's not like oversaturated, I guess. Just switch sides of like, there's a table and there's like 5 stools around here. The lighting situation isn't ideal, but like, yeah, I mean, I wanted the sun to come out when I was walking, but then it was actually better when it was cloudy in terms of filming because it doesn't overshine and make the lighting look weird. But this is what I'm working with, unless there's no other good table here. So I'm just gonna stick with this. Please ignore, like, bear with this awful lighting situation. So I was saying, in the studio, like, one thing I didn't realize is that when I have the headphones on and they're playing they're playing the instrumental over they're playing the instrumental over the headphones so I can sing my song, is that I hear my own voice live. Like, as I'm singing, as I'm recording this song live, and the input from from the mic goes directly into my ears, like live. And it was so trippy. Like, I didn't know that was a thing. I just thought I hear instrumental and then the vocals go to like the producers like headphones, but I didn't know it goes through mine, and I was just so trippy at first. And I also had a lot of anxiety in the studio. Like, I was like I kept, there are a few times I was recording that I basically stopped myself because I thought that I was going off rhythm, but then I stopped, and then the producer was like, you are like perfect on rhythm. Like, you weren't going off rhythm, you weren't going too fast, you weren't going too slow. And I'm like, dang it, that could have been a good take. But then I stopped myself because this is my first time ever recording in a studio, like with a producer and like in like this professional, like it was like a home studio, but it was still not the same thing as my bedroom thing with like just one microphone in front of my face. Like, it's not the same thing. Yeah, but then it was like a great learning experience. Now I know how to write a song. Oh, the lighting is better, sort of. You know, I'm just gonna stay here. I know how to write a song now. I'm going to have my own original song that's like fully professionally professionally mastered, and it's my song, like my song, my story. And even during the writing process, I had control of what I wanted to say. That my co-writer who was helping me write the song didn't like take over my narrative. They didn't really control what I was going to say. It's like I told them what I wanted in my song and they just helped me put the pieces together, but it's my story. I basically have full creative control over it. Even during the instrumentals, they're like, do you like this thing? We can get rid of this if you don't like it. Like, I have full creative control. It's like I'm the mastermind orchestrating my song, and people are just helping me put it together, which is really, really cool. I just had a thought. I think I'm gonna save the solo dates topic for a different video because I'm re-recording and it's over like 15 minutes already, and I'm just talking about creative stuff. So I'm gonna save that topic for a separate video. So what I wanted to say about creativity is that, like, an evolution is that we evolve. Actually, I want to talk about, like, we all evolve, but I want to talk about my experience. Like, I evolve. Like, I keep evolving, I keep learning new things about myself, I keep discovering ways of expressing myself. That's why I started writing horror stories, because firstly, I love horror. Like, that's my favorite genre of film and television. Like, I just love horror games, I love horror movies, I love horror TV shows, but a lot of it is just so trope. It's like there's tropes, but it's also very predictable, and it's just a lot of the horror I watch, maybe I just haven't found good horror. Maybe I've just been watching like the wrong horror. But the horror I've been consuming, like in terms of movies, mostly movies, is very boring. Like, I can predict what's going to happen within the first like 20 minutes of the movie, and then they just don't add anything novel, and it's just like not interesting to me. I'm just like, where's the lore? Where's the story? And I'm just like, as a horror lover, I'm just like, I want to write a story. I want to write a horror story that not only has what I hope to be good story, but also entertaining. Because like a film without story is just, it's just not, it's just like, I don't know the word to explain it. It's just like, why is this happening? Like, why? What is the background of this character? Why are they here? What are they trying to achieve? Like, I don't know. It's just, there's just no substance. And I'm just like frustrated. That's why even now when I watch horror movies, I'm just very specific about what I watch. Like, I'm selective about what I watch. If I get bored, then I just don't finish the movie because I'm like, I don't have time for this boring, uninteresting stuff. Um, yeah. Yeah, what was I saying? I was saying, oh yeah, I'm a horror. That's what I was writing. But also, like, I just like exploring new things because initially I started this YouTube channel advocating for mental health, which is something that's really important to me still. And it's still a really important topic to talk about. It's like mental health, destigmatizing mental health, like encouraging help-seeking behaviors, like not treating people differently because they experience mental health issues, etc. is all very important. But that was like my brand at first when I started this YouTube channel. If you go back to my very early videos, it's all mental health related. My channel was called Let's Talk About Mental Health. And then it grew to be like something more because I'm just like, I don't want to just talk about mental health. Like, I want to document my life. And it became a place for me to document my life and the different experiences I was going through. Like, I made a few really videos about like relationships and stuff. Also, I just realized, in hindsight, I realized that a lot of it is like trauma dumping. Like, it wasn't like, it wasn't me telling the parts of my story that I wanted the world to hear. It was just me like backing everything into a video and then uploading it. Like, it wasn't like a curated story where I just cut things out that weren't necessary or cut things out that might be a little too personal for the world to know. I just dumped everything and then it became content. And that's how I wrote blogs initially too. It's just, I just blacked everything out and I didn't really refine it and I posted it. That was my roots. That was my beginning. And then it's like documenting my life and then it was like, and then yeah, documenting my life and documenting my transition journey. And a lot of it was like, all of it was like nonfiction. It was just a lot about me like talking about my life experiences, which is well and good. But then as I started evolving, I'm just like, I don't want to just keep talking about my life. I don't want to just keep writing about my life the entire time and just like keep posting that and only that. And so that's why I started, actually when I did podcasting, it was also about my life. So that's why I started like creative writing, like just writing fictional horror stories because I'm like, I want a new way to just, I want a new way of writing. I want a new way of like creating. That's not just about my life. And that's also why I paused from YouTube because I don't know what to make. Like, I don't know what content to make. And I don't want to force myself to like do things that are trendy or like just make something that's ingenuine to me just for the sake of having content and just for the sake of, being consistent on YouTube because it's not my full-time job. Like, I'm not using YouTube as income. I don't get paid for any of my creative things. It's like all this creative stuff is like in a separate realm from my professional life, working in mental health, and now I'm like studying education. So it's like a different realm. Like, they're separate realms. Like, one's like I like it, but it's not like one. It's like the professional realm. Like, I'm doing stuff I like, but it's not, and I'm getting paid for it, but it's not like my creator. It's completely different worlds. Yeah, and on the topic of evolution, like sometimes we outgrow things. Like, things you might find that you really liked or you really connected with when you were younger or when you were living as a different version of you no longer suits you and you need to do something else, and that happens and that's okay. That's why I change mediums. Like, I went from YouTube, then I had a blog, and then I had YouTube, and then I started podcasting, and then I take Like, and then if I'm like, I don't want to podcast, then I just start writing again. And then when I want to switch mediums, like now I just make YouTube videos. Like, there's just like, it's okay to pick and choose. Like, you're not married to like one particular medium. Like, if you just been doing a lot of like digital creation and you're like, I want to try painting, I want to try sculpturing, I want to try, making something from old materials, like, you can do that. Just because, say, you've been doing YouTube or podcasting for, I don't know, a year or 5 years or however long you've been doing it for, even if you've been doing it for like 2 months, it doesn't mean you're married to it. It doesn't mean you're obligated to stick with that one specific medium for the rest of your life if it doesn't work for you anymore. And I also encourage you to like ask yourself, like, if you're starting to feel like you're resenting your craft, or you're feeling disconnected from your craft, or you're just not finding joy in it anymore, like, ask yourself, like, why are you doing this in the first place? Like, why are you making videos? Why are you making podcast episodes? Why are you painting? Why are you? Like, the reason could be you're doing it for yourself, or it might be your source of income. Like, if you're doing it full time, if you're a creator and it's your like income thing, or I don't know, whatever other reason. I hope the reason is something that connects with you, and that when you're doing your craft, whatever it might be, it could be, again, creating digital content online, or painting or sculpting, whatever art form your thing is. I hope you're able to like connect with it and find the reason that you're doing it in the first place. And sometimes it's okay to take a step back. It's okay to take a break from things too. That's why I banished from YouTube for a year, because video content wasn't working for me at the time. So I took a step back. It's okay to take a step back too and explore different realms, or take a step back completely from that and just like do something else completely. It's completely okay. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this video here. I think I've exhausted all my thoughts for this video so far. Um, Thank you for watching, and if you're like a returning viewer from like a while, if you're like a returning viewer and you've been watching me and you've been wondering where I am, it's like, hi, I'm here, I'm back. I think I will be back. I don't know. Like, I could make one video and then banish again. I could be making consistent videos. The thing is, I don't know. So, but I'm usually posting blogs, which I'll link down below too. So if you don't see me consistently on YouTube, it's probably because I'm doing other stuff. So just keep like, you can follow me on my, like, check out my blogs on my website, or my podcast, which I'm usually more active on. Yeah, take care everyone, and thanks for watching.